Grades, helpful or hurtful? High school will be the best 4 years of your life. This statement is a lie. You will spend all 4 years with no sleep and worrying about grades. Grades are an effective mode of feedback because it's an endpoint on the subject you are learning. Today I'm going to talk about why grades put a limit on learning and why grades aren't an effective way to give feedback to a student. For most students, once you get a grade, that signals to them that they are done learning, when really it's just the beginning of a lifelong teaching. According to nepc.colorado.edu, students should continue learning the subject to further their own knowledge than just passing a test and moving on. I used to be the worst at just barely passing a test and just moving on, but now if I don't get the subject and just barely pass, I go back and try to master it. That extra time I spend on mastering the subjects helps me in the long run for the end of the year test. So next time you just barely pass, go back and master the topic to further your knowledge. It will help you in the future. Grades are not an effective form of feedback for students because it does not allow us to improve where we need to. Dutch designer Markel Wanders once argued in a think session that doing a good project in school should be forbidden. Students have to make as many mistakes as possible and learn from it. Einstein once said, "Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid." Learning has no limit. However, grades are like a glass ceiling that students can't break through. Most people can agree that unhappy feelings come from the letter grade F, and happy feelings comes from the letter grade A. I think that grades are not a good way to give feedback because teachers will give you the grade and that's the end of it. If you need help, they'll just say go to tutorials, which does not help you. Instead of them telling you what you can do better next time, these bad grades will affect your GPA, which will help you go to college. Google's former senior vice president of people operations, Lazo Block, says GPA scores are worthless as a criteria for hiring. They do not predict anything. This is why I think grades are useless and are hurtful and not helpful. Today I talked about why grades put a limit on learning and why grades aren't an effective way to give feedback to a student. So next time you get a bad grade, what are you going to do?